The NBA's title race has rarely been as wide open as it is for the 2022-23 season. Several stars are returning from a year-long stint on the sideline, and last year's NBA Finals did not feature either top seed from the East or West. But even with more teams in the hunt, not every contender has championship DNA. When analyzing NBA title winners since 1985, the first year that preseason championship odds are available, some traits emerge that might help us predict who could hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy next June. We'll start with the pool of 30 teams before narrowing the list. First up, a simple rule. The worst winning percentage for any champion in our sample the season before they won it all was .285. That was the 2008 Boston Celtics. So anyone with a worse record than that last year is safely out. Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, and Orlando Magic, see you guys at the draft lottery. 27 teams remain. Besides those 08 Celtics, the 2020 Lakers are the only other champion whose win percentage the year before was worse than .542. Those teams have something in common. They both added players who were picked for the previous All-Star game. So if you're gonna stick around with a win percentage worse than .542, you had to add an All-Star. The Atlanta Hawks and Cleveland Cavaliers did, but 12 other teams did not, and just like that, half the league is out. Notably, this group includes the Lakers, Nets, and Clippers, albeit with caveats for the Nets and Clippers. Both of those teams are adding players who were All-Stars in 2021 before missing all of last season to injury. Out on a technicality perhaps, but out nonetheless. Onward. Rarely are odds makers totally off. Every champion in our set had preseason odds of 28-1 or better, so we eliminate the 6 remaining teams with worse odds: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Minnesota, Toronto, and Utah. Now we're down to 9 teams, all of whom can dream of ending their season with a parade. But we can still narrow this group further. If you look at the 7 champions with preseason odds longer than 10-1, all of them either had a new coach, specifically these guys, or had a winning percentage of at least .671 the previous season. Of our remaining teams with odds longer than 10-1, only the Memphis Grizzlies qualified based on their record last year. So goodbye to 4 good teams: the Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, and Philadelphia 76ers. 5 left. Our final cut is the most interesting. Typically, champions have experienced rosters. Since 1985, only the 2009 Lakers have won a title with an average age of less than 27 across all players who appeared in a game. Of course, we don't know exactly who will play for this year's contenders, but that rule eliminates the Memphis Grizzlies, who have an atypically young roster for a team that won so many games. And get this, until 38-year-old Andre Iguodala decided to return for a 19th NBA season, the surprisingly young defending champion Golden State Warriors almost joined Memphis in being eliminated. I bet the Bay didn't realize how important Iguodala's decision was. So we're left with 4 potential champions, and all of them have reached the finals in the past 2 years. Sure, the title race appears wide open, but history tells us to expect continuity at the top.